young, people are always telling you, like, hey, you'll need this when you're older. But sometimes they leave out things that they're like, oh, that's not important, but it could have been very important. Like tug of war, for example. Now I know a lot of you are like, what is this guy talking about? Because now probably a lot of people don't even know what that is. Buzz, you get a rope, right? And you got teams or, mano y mano, as we like to call it. And you tug the rope to try and, I mean, you're supposed to like get this little ribbon that's attached to the rope over to one side, and that means that you're like stronger or whatever, have more teamwork, depending if you're mono a mano or team. But really, it was just a tug so that the other person would fall into the mud, right? I mean, that was the main goal. And when I was a young, that game was, I mean, even now probably not so great for me, but even back then, like I didn't grow tall until I was like 20, so I was like a twig and 4 foot nothing. And give you an example, there was one time where they're like, "Oh, here's like a team building exercise." They like lined up a bunch of people like in a row and created like a wall, and then they said, "Okay, you guys now need to figure out a way to get up and over like this, wall." Right, you can't go around it or whatever. You got to figure out how to like build the structure. Like, and we could you only use like people. It was like people to people, right? And so they looked at me and either saw that I was useless or just wanted to see like, hey, if we can't figure this out, we need to get like somebody over there, get some brownie points. Because all I remember is this guy just walked over to me, picked me up, and just threw me over and was like, "That's one." What? Hold on, wait a minute. But back to this tug of war thing, I know you guys are like, but so this tug of war, and what's important is because later on in life you might find yourself fighting over the blanket for warmth. If you ever live with somebody or anything like that, you'll find that subconsciously, right, not to their own fault, they would never do it on purpose. They would do it on purpose, and that's why I'm being sarcastic. But they take the blanket from you in like the middle of the night with no warning, and they don't even utilize it. They just want to ball it up and like hold on to it. And you're left with nothing. And once they have the blanket, they become like a bear trap. You can try every trick and tip in the book, but you're not getting that blanket back once it's been stolen. Once it's been taken subconsciously. But there was one night where I try to have like an early warning system now. I took a little bit of the blanket underneath my chin, and it just so happened I was mildly just on the verge of falling asleep, and I felt the blanket start to tug, and I went, "Not today. You gotta act quick, because once it goes, it goes." Like I said, so I quickly just locked it in with my chin. It was a quick chin lock, and then the pull really started to happen. I was like, "Oh no, not today. You got to hold on to the warmth, because like I said, once it's gone, it's gone." So you got to chin lock it. And then of course you try and wake up in the morning and you go, "Hey, you got to stop stealing the blanket." I would never steal the blanket. You steal the blanket. They always switch it. They always blame you for it. And they say, "Oh no, you're the blanket stealer, and I'm always left in the cold. I got cold. I the other night you stole the blanket, balled it up, bear trap, couldn't get to it. I had to go get another blanket." You ever do that trick? That because you're not getting that blanket back. You got to go find another blanket in the house to use. So you go get that blanket and use that. And then when you wake up in the morning, you get in trouble for bringing a second blanket. They're like, "Why did you bring that? Why did you bring that blanket? We have a blanket. Why you can't be bringing other blankets in here? Like, oh, we don't share this one anymore." "No, I wanted it. That's our blanket, but you stole it." Uh, Subconsciously. So if you're ever in a bind, you just gotta have a little bit. Just I like the corner right there, tucked up against the chin. You feel a little pull. You got a quick lock in technique, and that's how you save yourself from. I mean, none of this is gonna work. And I mean, if you follow any of this, well, one, and most of you like this guy's no. Which you're correct. And the other people who are going to try it, well, I mean, good luck. Don't say that they steal the blanket. That is a definitely, I do not encourage that route, because that never goes well and you will be blamed for stealing the blanket. I'm just saying. So, anyways, there you go. There is another pointless story. Hopefully, it made you laugh, and we'll catch you guys all on the next one. Later.